It's been maybe a couple weeks. I think, yeah, I don't know. It's been a couple weeks. I was home last Monday,
Mm.
and then the Monday before, I
All
don't
right.
know if
Well,
we
I am really
talked.
excited for today's episode because I have been waiting to address this topic for a while now. And
Oh
that is
boy.
the topic of your
Mhm.
significant other. So, in past
Mhm.
in past episodes,
Mhm.
we have talked about you being on the dating apps. But I think that there was a positive outcome from a dating app. And which app was that?
Oh my goodness. But we met on Hinge, but if anybody asks, we didn't
Oh,
meet on Hinge. I'm just kidding.
okay. But
I
he
know, I'm
is
kidding.
or
We met
was
on
a student
Hinge.
at your school. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
He
first
went
of
to
all, I want to
Northeastern
start from
too.
the very beginning, which is where the beginning was for me. And that is at
Oh
some
God.
point, you had said to me something like, don't make a big deal out of this, but I'm going on a third date. And
Yeah, I did
I
say
want to
that.
bring you back to that time. Why don't you? Why is this the most exciting topic for me? Okay. Why did you
I can tell.
why did you bring it up at all? Like is that like your first third date or like did you just kind of feel like there might be something different about this person?
Probably both, but also like it was my first third date. Not to like out myself to the entire internet, but it was. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it had been a while since I'd even been on a date, and it was my first third date. So it felt like I had to share. Also, I'm like, I don't know, I
Okay.
just like to share
And
sometimes.
then you had continued to see him after that third date and they checked back in. And I want to educate the listeners on the current college generation's way of
Oh God.
defining dating or status. And maybe that's just you and Northeastern or you and East Coast. But let me tell you, when I was younger, I think, and this might be California, we would say, do you want to go around? But that was like middle school. So let's just erase that because that could be very California and that feels like really old fashioned or something. But then you would go on dates with people and you would say that you're dating. That was a non-committal situation. You're literally going out with
Mhm.
someone. There's no commitment. And then we would say, we would say going steady. And going steady was like you're exclusive with that person.
Mhm.
And that would mean that if you're exclusive with that person, if you're going steady, that means definitely that is your boyfriend or girlfriend. But your whole, the way that you titled things was so
Mhm.
confusing to me because to you, dating was like the dating is like a status. Like at first, you were not dating, even though you were going on dates. And then at some point, you were exclusive, but he was not your boyfriend. And then he was your boyfriend. So please let me know if I got that right.
Oh my God.
Oh, is this
So
too
everyone
much?
gets to know everything, I guess. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty I feel like we've talked about this before. I don't really think like it sounds weird saying out when you say it out loud, but it's very normal nowadays. I mean, I guess maybe not very normal, but it's like you just went through a whole bunch of other steps that meant nothing to me with a bunch of words, like with a bunch of phrases that were like, I don't know, don't have any meaning anymore. So I in that way, there's, like, still, like, people go through, like, these steps, but it's just, like, a little bit different now and, like, what the steps are. But I don't know, it was also just it was a little bit more not more complicated, but just, like, took more time, like, of just hanging out with him before because he graduated and he moved back home. And there's just, like, a lot of things, which is, like, I feel like that's pretty normal, and there's, like, nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I feel like it especially with, like, things like dating apps, things just get, like, kind of, like, a little bit, more confusing. So, like, there's, like, all these steps that society has made, I don't know, to, like, get you to the point that everyone knows you're gonna get to, but apparently I don't know,
Okay.
they feel like necessary steps.
Okay, but dating
Whether or
apps
not they
I
mean
thought would make
anything
things
or
more
not.
simple because it says on the dating app what you are interested in.
I mean, not everyone says that, and also not everyone looks at that. I don't really, like I don't even know. I don't think that was something that
Mhm.
that's not the thing that I focused on the most, you know? I think that a lot of times things change too, and, like, feelings change, so even if someone says it online doesn't really mean that that's how
Mhm.
they feel, like, IRL. And also, like, for me, with, like, any sort of situation like that, I think I would go into it with no expectations because I just genuinely don't know what to expect. So I think, like, me telling you about the 3rd day was because, like, I was like, "Oh, like, maybe this wasn't just, like, my friends telling me that I should go on another date and, like, you know, just to see what happens, like, it could end up somewhere, and not that, like, it got to that point, like, super quickly, like, not for any bad reason, but just, like, it's more fun to, like, go through the steps than it is to just, like, jump to, the end point,
When
which
did you first meet
is what
him
I
on Hinge?
found fun about
When
it,
was the first
which is, like, still
when
fun
meet
about it,
cute,
but
if you will?
my first date with him,
And
it was in February, like,
AKA
the
Valentine's Day?
middle end of February.
Oh goodness, that would've been awkward.
No, no,
Okay,
after Valentine's Day.
and then the 3rd date was, like, in March?
In
Well,
the beginning of March. So, like
um,
yeah.
I kinda wanna ask, like, why did he get to have a 3rd date? But maybe that's professing too much on the podcast. But, I wanna know, speaking of your roommates, you have 3 roommates, or 3 apartment mates.
Mhm,
They all have had
mhm,
significant others, exclusive, like, boyfriends for several months, some for more than a year,
mhm.
and you were the one person
All of
living
them
in
for
that
more than a
apartment
year.
without a significant other, and I'm guessing, based on the way I know girls interact, that they were
Yeah.
all kind of, like, cheering you on, like, "Come on, Nadia, go on." And so I'm curious what their reaction was
Yeah.
when like, to him when they first met him, and, like, did they, like, scope him out? Like, did they Instagram did they stalk him, like, internet stalk him?
Oh, I mean, like I mean, totally. I feel like that happens regardless. Even if it's, like, not even I don't know, I feel like my friends do that even if I just went on one date with someone and, not that that happened very often, but it's just, like, you have to, like, make sure that they're I don't know, you have to scope them out first, but, they all really liked him at first. They were all very excited for me, just, like, not that they knew that this is where it would end up, but more so that, like, I don't know, I was, like, trying. I don't know if they I don't honestly, I don't really know exactly how they felt, but it definitely like, at that point that we first started hanging out, like, I think maybe one of my roommates had hit 1 year, another one of my roommates was probably at, like, a year and a half, and my other roommate was almost at a year, so it's like they've all, like, been in a relationship for that long, and I kind of just been like, "Okay, I guess, like, happen at some point, but not now." So they were kind of the ones that, like, pushed me to, I guess, like, keep going because I did wanna go on, like, multiple dates, but everything about it is just, like, so scary, so I feel like that's where people kind of, like, I don't know,
Wait,
they
what's
never
scary?
get past a certain point because it's just scary and it's, like, you never know how like, dating in general or,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait,
going on
wait.
dates
What
with
is
people in
scary about it?
general
Like,
is scary, and I
it's
feel
scary you're gonna get
like
rejected? No. Like, what's the
What do
what's
you
it
mean,
like?
was it scary?
Like they're like you feel
Everything
like your
about
safety is
it.
at risk, or that you
No, oh my goodness, no. I mean, just, like, in general, like, talk like, getting to know someone. I mean, I feel like you wouldn't even get it because you were in so
okay,
many
now who's
relationships
outing
too
who?
in high school and stuff. Sorry, not so many relationships, but, like, there's, like it's just, like, a point where it felt like I just been single for a long time where, you know, like, it's just easier to do things on my own, so it's scary to, like, go through that process, like, getting to know someone else and, like, figuring out what that means. So it was, like, very I kind of like, I really wanted to, like, continue doing things and stuff and, like, going on dates and all of that, but it felt like, I don't know. I needed a lot of motivation, or not motivation, but, like, extra support to, like, tell me, like, "It's gonna be fun, like, things are like" I don't know. You can't really think about worst case scenario, which I think is what my head was always going to, so that's what my roommates were for me. Partly because I mean, obviously because they supported me, but also because they were just, like, also excited that no, I
Okay.
was trying.
So, you had told
I
me
don't know.
before that, I don't know what my question was, but, the answer that you had was that you 2 just get along really easily. And
Mhm.
maybe we were guessing that maybe that's because you guys are both from the San Francisco Bay Area. But tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what do you mean about you guys got
Mhm.
along so easily? How does that compare to maybe other people that you didn't get along so easily with? And do you think it's because he's from the same area as you?
I do think that is a big part of it, but also I feel like it's more so like our personalities are very I don't know if they're actually very similar, but pretty compatible, and it's not that, like I don't know, I don't really have, like, a lot I don't have really anything to, like, compare it to, but, like I guess if I had been in a situation like this before, I would have known, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess, like, other times where I had, like, tried to go on a first date and it, like, wasn't really like, I didn't really quite get along with the person as much, like, I it didn't quite click. I mean, it's all based on conversation, so if you don't really click the first time, it's kinda hard to want to continue going on dates with that person. But I feel like we got along easily pretty fast or, like, pretty quickly, so it was and I think Bay Area's, like, stuff, it's even not in, like, romantic situations, like, even when I meet, like, other girls that are from the Bay Area, it feels like, there's, like, something that we both, I don't know, have a connection towards, and there's a lot of people from the Bay Area and the East Coast, but for some reason, like, I tend to always feel like the only one unless I'm with my sister. So, it feels hard to come by even though it's probably not. So, to, like, have someone, like him, like, that I could talk to about things and, like, if you talk about home, you know, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just,
I
like,
mean, I get it.
there's, like, a mutual sense of understanding that, like, it isn't, like, necessarily that important to the relationship, but it's more so, like, I don't know, us getting along. Not getting along,
For
but, like,
sure, like, I get
understanding each
along
other.
with
I don't
your
know.
dad
But
because I mean, I feel really lucky that we both have similar background, like both have immigrant parents. Both of us grew up in the Bay
mhm.
Area. We went to same, like, competing high schools, same college. We're both healthcare professionals. There's a lot of things that we can connect on. Sometimes opposites attract,
Yeah.
but I think his personality is kind of
Yeah,
opposite from
totally.
mine, and like what you know motivates him. Like, he's
Yeah.
more introverted, I'm more extroverted, but those are all
Yeah.
opposite. But like, we have a lot of foundational stuff that's similar, and like,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun because just today, like, I shared with him this really
Mhm.
funny Instagram reel that was making fun of Filipino aunties and uncles, and I know that there's very few people that can, like, connect with me on how funny that is. Like, there's certain people, right? And he's one of them, so that's kinda cool.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, I guess it's not necessarily in a cultural sense, but I guess it is also a cultural sense because it's like the Bay Area. And also recently, I just been missing home a lot and missing California in general. So, like, to have someone that also gets it too, it's just like, I don't know, that's just nice. I mean, I don't talk to Lucy and I don't talk that frequently enough for us to be like, I don't know. To like girl about being like obviously we're from the same space from the same place, so it's not the same.
You know,
Um, but
I was
yeah.
thinking, I mean, I
So
get the
I
whole, like, some people are
yeah.
easy to talk to and you just connect with easily, and some people not. And I was thinking of,
Mhm.
like, there's 2 very specific, situations where I just found it kind of hard to talk to somebody. And, and I usually find it pretty
Yeah.
easily to just chat it up with whoever. I'm not super but there's 2
Yeah.
particular times where I was just, like,
Yeah.
dying from the
Yeah.
conversation because the first person, like, nothing was coming out. We just nothing. And then the second person, everything was coming out, like, they were just talking
Yeah.
and talking and talking, and
Yeah.
it literally this is terrible, but in my head, I was like, "I actually am not interested in this."
Yeah.
Or in the way that you're talking about it, and I just have to sit and listen to it. Um, and
Yeah.
coincidentally, both of these
Yeah.
people are from the East Coast.
So
No,
maybe
no
you
shade,
have
East
your
Coast folks. I
own
also literally have some
no,
very
I mean,
fond
there is, like there she has a little bit of shade. But, I mean, yeah, like, I can't really say that because a lot of my really, really I mean, all of my really close friends here are from the East Coast, but, I don't know. I guess it just is it's just different, and I can't really explain it, but I like
it's
that I
just a
can't
thing.
explain it because then I don't know. It's yeah, it's just a thing. But also just to add on to, like, literally a horrific winter, and
Mhm.
I just miss home. It just makes
But
things
the problem is
better.
he's moved back
Um,
to the Bay Area, and
but
you are
yeah.
still in Boston for at least 6 more months,
Yeah,
if not another year.
yeah. At least until December. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but then okay,
But good thing
so
my home's his home.
say that the relationship
It would be
started in
harder if it wasn't.
February. Actually, do you have an official anniversary?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know,
Yes.
like, I don't know if you
What the
consider,
heck
like,
kind
the
of question
February
is
time or some
that?
other time. Anyway, let's just move past that. We haven't during March, April, May so it's only been
So
a few months, and then he's moved across the country, which is
Mhm.
basically the
Yeah.
basis of a rom-com novel. So so so
So
what are
you're
you
really
guys
excited and happy
doing
about
about that? Like,
this.
just I mean, wait and see.
Kidding. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really you can do, but, like, just, like, go with the flow. I mean, I'm gonna be home for a lot of the summer, and or not a lot of the summer, but some of the summer, so, like, there's,
Mhm,
like it's not like I don't know the next time I'm gonna see him, and I think mutually it was type of thing where, like, it would be kinda stupid not to try, like, just to, like, end things because he was leaving, especially since he was leaving for home and we both live in the Bay Area, so it's like, I don't know, I think it honestly would be
mhm.
different if he lived elsewhere or, like, I don't know, we had no plans to see each other in the near future, but that's not the case, so it feels like, Um, just unfortunately something that has to happen. But, like, I'm on co-op right now and I'm studying for the MCAT and I have, like, my next semester and he's applying for jobs and whatnot. So it's like, it's not like we both have things that we're working towards. So it would also be silly to be like, you
Mhm.
just like stay. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
You know what's weird for me is that,
to like,
um, or I don't know, I wanna know if it's weird for you. I did not have a relationship with my parents where they would, like, wanna talk to me about my relationships. Like, that's a interesting, strange concept. Maybe if I was getting, like, older, past the ability to have a baby, then they'd be, like, pushing me to kind of go make a commitment to somebody, but nobody,
yeah.
like, excited about me dating somebody. Like, no, my parents were never excited
Yeah.
about me dating somebody. So is that, like, a weird concept for you, or is that totally normal?
Yeah. I mean, like, it I mean, it's normal because you've always been kind of like asking questions and involved. You just like to be involved and there's nothing wrong with that most of the time. Okay. But I'm also like willing to share like things. So, when I want to share something, then I do. And I know that you like when I share
Mm.
things. So it's like,
Win-win for you.
win-win for you. Um, but yeah, win-win for me too. But I don't know. You like if you guys heard all the conversations that we had like prior to me telling her that I went on a third date, it would probably be
I know.
like, "Are you even trying?
This is why I was excited to talk about
Are
this
you sure?"
on podcast day, because there are so many times that I've said, "Hey, Nadia, on the podcast, let's talk about your dating situation." And you're like, "Nope." And so I'm glad to find.
Yeah, because you're so interested in it. You just wanna blast me on the internet with all my misfortunes. Just kidding. I don't have I genuinely didn't have anything to say. There was nothing to say. I was just gonna talk about other
Oh,
people's situations probably the whole
speaking of
time.
situations,
I had
that's a new
nothing of
word that I like,
note.
situationship. People your age,
Where
I
did
work
you
with
learn
young
this
women
from?
all the time in the clinic, so, like, yes, I work, yeah. So oh, really? We didn't have that
Yeah.
word.
I don't really like that word. I mean, I think I don't really like it because it's unfortunately the, like, label that happens to be placed onto things, onto relationships before you, like, make things official or whatever. Um, it feels kinda silly, but then, like, somehow, you end up in something like that for a period of time, and I guess it's only annoying when nothing comes out of it, but
What?
fortunately, something came out of it, so I think I win. But I I feel like that term is just kinda it's, like, silly. And also, like, there's, like, some people that'll be online and they'll be in, like, multiple year-long
Oh,
situationships, and it's just, like, feels kinda sad. And I don't really, like I mean, not sad, but it's just, like, you would
maybe it's on
wish
them,
that
though.
those people could I don't know. It feels like there's just, like, a lack of decision making, but, yeah, you know what? It probably maybe it's fine for that. But for me, like, I don't really like being in a state of not knowing where things
Mhm,
stand, and that's what a situation feels like to me. So, and that's coming from me who
mhm.
was, like, scared to go on a 3rd date,
Okay,
so
so
I
just so
don't
the
know.
listeners know, we did ask his permission before we decided to blast this whole story on the podcast.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, not his name, though, right?
He wants a shout out.
By name?
He gets a shout out.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the listeners,
Oh.
um, For the listeners, his name is Sean, but you get no other information, I guess, except for the fact that I just told you everything. But yeah. But yeah, this is like your I don't know, the day you've been waiting for to like make me share all the things that you've been
I mean, I
wanting to
pretty
ask
much
me,
knew
but
all this
haven't asked
stuff,
me yet.
right? Well, no. I mean, I haven't hashed it out in this way for public consumption. Um, what about when we get to meet him?
Your favorite. When I'm home. If you
That
wanna
would be
go hang
weird.
out with him while I'm here, be I know, that's why it's a joke. When I'm
How
home
much would you
in
how
July,
upset
which
would
is in
you
a
be
month.
with me if I
It's June
DM'd him
already,
and
isn't that
asked him out on
crazy?
a coffee date?
Oh my god. I wouldn't be
I'm not
mad,
gonna
I'd
do
just be,
that.
like, actually
Even I know that
concerned.
that's weird and awkward.
Yeah, literally, that's weird. Which one of
I
your
don't know.
friends has done it?
None.
None?
Hmm. Well, okay. Well, thank you.
But but it unfortunately would not be out of the realm of things that out of the realm of possibilities that would happen.
I know. If
I
you
feel like
asked
you
me
would do
to,
it.
yeah, if you asked me
And
to,
then
I
be
would have
like,
no problem doing it.
"Just kidding." Mm, I know that's the problem.
What would be more awkward if I reached out to him for a coffee date or to his mom?
Oh my god. Both of them, I don't understand why it would have to be over social media.
'Cause
Like,
that's my
why do you
only
have
way
to
of
DM
contacting
them?
them. I'm just kidding. To
Let's keep it that
Sean,
way until I go back
don't
home.
worry, I'm not a crazy mom.
I'm
I
just
will not
kidding.
be I do like to get
She
involved.
is just a little bit. Don't worry. Everyone knows.
I mean, I guess
All of the
that is a
listeners
little bit the
know
basis of this podcast.
how involved you are.
But, okay. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
spilling the tea. Is that what we say?
OMG. I guess so, yeah.
No, seriously though.
Oh my
Thanks for
god.
sharing, and I'm so glad that we finally got to have episode.
Welcome.
Bye, listeners.
Yay. Bye.